Good morning, Bob Balian here from Bayside, Midtown. I'm actually we're filming this in between services. I preach 5 times on Sunday, or right in between some services. So if you hear some hustle and some bustle, I'm so sorry. Just kind of grind it through and bear with me, and we'll get through this together. How about that? I want to talk to you about the season we're in. It's very stressful. We have a sermon series called Stressmas right now because Christmas brings all of that in us and through us. And I want to say this. We need to get to a place where we don't worry, and I know that's the least helpful advice you've ever heard, but to get there, we need to get to a place where we're praying about absolutely everything. We're praying instead of worrying. And I want to say this, we can get to that point. We get to that point when the stress is really at its hottest. And this is true in our physical world as well. When it gets really hot, we will do anything for some cool air. I mean, literally, I've been in some places, like if you go to the Northeast in the summertime and it's 100 degrees with 100-degree humidity in Boston, I will go shop at Forever 21. I will look for blouses to get some cool air. You see this happen in real world crisis situations. If you remember the movie Sully, it was about Captain Sullenberger landing the U.S. Airways jet into the Hudson Bay. They asked one of the flight attendants, what were all the people doing just before you crash landed into the Hudson? And she said, I looked around and everyone had their heads bowed and they all looked like they were praying. And I thought, you're dang skimpy that we're praying, because when the heat is on at its hottest, we go to the Lord. So the question is, how do we stay there? How do we stay in a place when we're going to the Lord for everything? I want to read a verse to you. It is in Philippians chapter 4, and it says this. You guys have heard this. It's Paul, and he says, but in everything. That's pretty inclusive. Everything means in all things, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. That word present in there, in the Greek, it literally means to reveal your requests to God. What Paul is saying there is, yes, give God your request, tell him you want this for Christmas and you want that on your job, but he's saying, reveal what's behind that. If you're talking to God and you're being honest, you're saying, God, you know what, I don't want to short sell my house right now. That's great, pray that. But he's saying, reveal what's the motivation. Why don't you want to short sell? If you're saying, you know what, I need to move to Cincinnati, I'm moving out of Sacramento. Hey, that's fine, pray about that, but God's saying, reveal what's the motivation behind wanting to move to Cincinnati. He's saying, when you get there, when you're giving it all to God, all of your innermost thoughts and insecurities, that's when you stop to worry. Because you just hand that bag or the basket, whatever it is, over to God. You say, God, you take it. Feel like the heat is on all day, every day during Stressmas. And I guarantee you, worry will go down when you give it to God. God bless you. Hope this helps.